Hey everyone, today we're doing a quick and non-spoiler review of Ultimate Spider-Man #1, which just came out today at the time of this recording from Marvel Comics. It's kind of the big release, the big launch for this new Ultimate Universe that's starting up. With this series, we've got an Ultimate Black Panther series starting next month, an Ultimate X-Men series. It's the big revival of the Ultimate Universe, which is just a completely fresh take on the Ultimate Universe, right? It's new characters, completely new storylines, so it's not at all connected to what we had before. And Marvel trying to revive this initiative. So I'm going to be giving my thoughts on this issue, the artwork, the writing, and everything. I'll give you guys a score out of 10 at the end. And the artwork was really good. I'll start with that. Marco Cacchetto on here. This is the first thing he's done since his run of Daredevil with Chip Zdarsky, which lasted for a really long time. So he's fresh off of that, ready to do a new ongoing series. So they put him on this book, which I think is a pretty big release. My shop was sold out when I got there, but I was lucky enough to have this on my pull list beforehand. It seems like it's going to be a really big release moving forward for Marvel as just a new, like, ongoing Spider-Man series, right? Like, most of their Spider-Man stuff these days is very connected to old storylines. Even when they relaunch Amazing Spider-Man, it's still obviously really connected to things that have happened before. And while this does have ties to, like, the Ultimate Invasion series that kind of set up this whole new Ultimate Universe, it really is a good jumping on point. Where we see this new status quo for Peter Parker. Like I said, non-spoiler, so I won't give away too much about the changes that they kind of make to the regular Spider-Man that we have in the 616 and what's different about this. But it does pick up in like the middle of Peter Parker's life, right? So he's married to Mary Jane. He has 2 kids. He has very different relationships with a lot of the people that we regularly see in here. So like he's talking to J. Jonah Jameson as if they're friends. They have more of a normal relationship in this. And it's really dealing with the fallout of that Ultimate Universe one-shot that came out a few months ago that kind of set off all these new ongoing series that are going to be coming out soon. So I really recommend picking that one up, actually. We got to see in that one-shot that this universe's version of Tony Stark has discovered that the Maker, which was the Reed Richards from the previous Ultimate Universe, has been the one responsible for creating this new one, right? With the intent of like wiping out all superheroes and just kind of forming a universe around what he thinks would be ideal. So Tony Stark was able to discover that. Now he's trying to revive the superhero age and like, let superheroes know who they're supposed to be in these lives instead of normal people and try to get them to create a world with superheroes like it was supposed to be. We've got a lot of big players involved in here, though. They introduced a lot of characters from the Spider-Man ensemble. Honestly, a lot of this kind of felt like a soap opera in a weird way, and it is Jonathan Hickman writing it, so going into this I was expecting some complicated stuff, maybe like those text pages like he likes to do and everything, but this really was a very straightforward series. Straightforward Spider-Man story that was easy to understand. And I liked how he handled a lot of the characters a lot differently than in the main Marvel Universe. So definitely a very fresh take. If you're looking for a new Spider-Man ongoing, especially if you're not very knowledgeable on Spider-Man stuff, this is a really easy read. Or if you're already into that kind of stuff, it's fun to notice the differences. The writing overall, I think, was okay. This honestly wasn't like an exceptional issue in my opinion. Like I did enjoy it, but I guess the stakes don't feel too high yet. I was pretty connected to a lot of the characters by the end, which is, I guess, the benefit of having an issue like this, where it's just characters talking to each other for most of it. We don't get any Spider-Man action in this first issue, which you'll see once you read it. But Hickman is good with conversation. I thought he characterized Mary Jane really well, and I'm a big fan of these characters so far. I like this version of Peter Parker. It feels like a realistic version of him if he had never been bitten by the spider. I feel like this is reflective of what he might be like also in the main Marvel Universe if that had been the outcome. So yeah, I mean, great artwork, okay writing, just not really sure what to expect ongoing. Like I said, this first issue felt like kind of a soap opera in a weird way because it's just characters talking to each other for most of it. But I've got high hopes for the Ultimate Universe, and this series I think is going to be great ongoing. And I've got faith in this creative team. So for this first issue, I'm going to give it a score of 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It was good enough, obviously. I felt like I got my money's worth. But I guess as a first issue, it didn't like completely sell me. But I'll definitely keep picking it up to see what happens with this new Ultimate Universe. So that was my review of Ultimate Spider-Man #1. Let me know what you guys are thinking, though, down in the comments of the Ultimate Universe of that first issue and everything going on that side of Marvel right now. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next one.